Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Liaquat Zaman. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Right, so for you guys who love the Arabic language and more specifically love the advanced Arabic language, this is the series for you guys. So I'm going through a text called al-Nadarat by a guy called al-Manflooti, who's an Egyptian, and he was contemporary as well, and he wrote lots of Arabic literature, and it's extremely beneficial for anyone who wants to really up their game in the Arabic language. I would definitely suggest you try to read this text. If you can't read this text, if you're finding it struggling and you're finding it difficult, then I would say check out my other series I have, which is more about the children's books. Check that one out. I'll try to leave a link in the comments below and or in the description below, so you can check that out, inshallah. And without any delay, let's have a look at this then. So, innakum bi'amalikum. Let's go through this text. What you can do here is pause it, read it yourself, put the vowels on yourself, and then I'll read it, and then you can see where you've made errors. Okay, so innakum bi'amalikum. Let me increase the size of this. I need to make it a bit bigger. Right. Innakum bi'amalikum hadha tuzahiduna al-muhsina في إحسانه وتلقون الرعب في قلب كل عامل يعمل لأجلكم وتثبطون همة كل من يحدث نفسه بخدمتكم وخدمة بلادكم أليس مما يلقى في النفس اليأس من نجاحكم وصلاح حالكم أن نراكم طعمة كل آكل وَلُعْبَةَ كُلَّ عَابِث. So this is, remember, continuing from the previous video. Watch that one. It's about the critics, armchair critics, where Manflooti finds them. So he says, إِنَّكُمْ بِعَمَلِكُمْ. So innakum, indeed you, bi'amalikum. Amal, it means work. Okay, so amal, it means something that you do, your job, your work. Amil. And if you guys know any ayats of the Quran that mention this as well, then put it in the comments as well, and inshallah I'll try to have a look at that as well. So remember, the main thing for this I would definitely say for you guys is you guys need to learn how to practice, right? Practice application of Arabic more than anything else. Reading is good, understanding is excellent, but you guys need to start practicing. So amal, that's why I use the word amal. Work, guys, you need to work. Bi'amalikum, innakum bi'amalikum. Indeed, so indeed, all of you, bi'amalikum, with your actions, hadha, this. So, hadha, as you know, it means this. Yeah. So when you say to someone, hadha kitab, this is a book. However, the usage of it over here is a bit more deeper than that. Right? So it's deeper than that. Tuzahiduna, zahada yuzahidu, tazheed. It means to make someone, put someone off something. Right? Make someone disinterested. It's from the word zuhd. And zuhd means to have no interest in something. So you might use here this word being used for example, they might say, these people are zahidina of the dunya. These people have no interest in the dunya. And the opposite of zuhd would be raghba. Yeah, raghibina. So raghba, raghiba, yarghabu. And then you got zahida, yazhadu. And then to zahiduna, it means to make someone else disinterested. So for example, if I say to someone, that guys, look, you know, the dunya is not a good thing. The dunya is a waste of time. I am uzahidukum. I am making you guys disinterested. Does that make sense? So zahada yazhadu, zahida yazhadu, it means to become disinterested in. Zahidtu fi dunya, azhadu fi dunya. I am disinterested. But if I say zahadtukum, I made you disinterested. That's where you need to know how these types of verbs are actually used. So tuzahiduna, you people are making disinterested. Al-muhsina, muhsin means someone who's doing good. This word came before as well. Fi ihsanihi, regarding. So this fi, in his ihsan, and you can translate it as regarding his ihsan. Okay, so regarding his work that he's doing. Ihsanihi, ihsan means kindness or good. Yeah. Wa tulquna ar-ru'b. Okay, let's do a different color. Tulquna, alqa yulqi is to throw, alqa yulqi ilqa'an. And this word can also be used laqiya yalqa, laqiya yalqa, to meet someone, liqa. Yeah, Some people say they think my name Liaquat is from that. I like meeting. I don't think I like meeting people, but if you say so. So laqiya yalqa, to meet, and then alqa yulqi means to throw something. So if you know a verse of the Quran where this is actually used, put it in the comments below, and let's see if you're right. So tulquna. So this is tulquna. الرعب في قلب كل. So ru'b is fear. Well, it's a type of fear that is awestruck fear. You know, like someone you're really scared of, not because they might eat you, but you know, it's like this awestruck, like a leader or like some general of an army's coming after you and you're awestruck. Yeah, that kind of, you say ru'b, that is a ru'b, that is, rather than using the word khawf. Again, in the Quran it's used as well. If you know where it is, put it in the comments. تلقون الرعب في قلب. قلب, heart. Yeah, so you probably know this word. قلب كل عامل. عامل is a worker, someone who is doing work, someone who's doing some good stuff, like amal, we talked about before. يعمل works لأجلكم, for you. لأجل, for, in your favor. So you say, this guy is فعلت هذا لأجلك. I did this for you. I did this due to you, right? So this is ajal, and the word ajal can also be used for time as well. You might say this is the ajal of the dunya. This is the time duration of the dunya. So عامل يعمل لأجلكم, he works for you. تثبتون. تثبتون, it kind of means like ثبت. You can check this out in the Quran if it's there. ثبت يثبت. تثبتون, it means like to kind of take the air out of something, to to kind of take the motivation out. So someone's got motivation to do something, and then you kind of come and like a tire, you take the air out. So put it in the comments, what kind of translation would you use for تثبتون as well? So تثبتون, ثبت يثبت, it means to demoralize someone, to demoralize, to lower their himma. Himma means aspiration. Right, so aspiration, some aspiration, himma is something like your thing that you're intending to achieve, thing that you're trying to raise yourself towards, the himma. So your Arabs might say something like al-Muslim lahu himmatun aliyah. A Muslim has a very high himma. Yeah, al-Muslim lahu himmatun aliyah. Right, and if anyone can write this sentence out, I'll put it in the comments. It'd be very good as well. So تثبتون همة كل من يحدث. Okay, so let's do different color. كل من this is يحدث. Okay, not حدث, not يحدث نفسه. يحدث means to create, to bring about. This is يحدث. حدث يحدث. So يحدث means to talk, to converse with someone, right? So this guy is a muhaddith. Similar word is used for scholars who narrate hadith. They're called muhaddith because they used to talk a lot. When they used to teach, they would literally move their tongues a lot. So حدث يحدث نفسه, it means like when you say to someone, I've been thinking about this. Yeah, the Arabs say حدثت نفسي, I spoke to myself. So this is a good expression to actually have in your bank of expressions, which you can use. If you know any other expression which is similar to this, put it in the comments below. Yeah, so يحدث نفسه, it means spoke to himself. Spoke to himself. And like I said, in English, we'd probably say something like, last night, I was thinking to myself. I was thinking to myself. I was conversing with myself. So the Arabs kind of create this conversation. بخدمتكم. Khidma is service. So when you do some work for someone, you say, this is the khidma. أي خدمة. What khidma would you like? How can I help you? What kind of service can I give you? So يحدث نفسه, he does tahdith. Yeah, so يحدث نفسه بخدمتي, with regards to serving you. وخدمة بلادكم. خدمة, again, خدمة, serving your bilad, your lands or countries. It's the plural. Balad means like cities as well. Serving your cities, serving your lands. So من يحدث نفسه, the one who thinks to themselves, right, talks to themselves about serving you and serving your country. Yeah, so In other words, what is he saying? So up to here, what is he saying so far? So he's saying, innakum bi amalikum. You know, by you people criticizing each other and criticizing your politicians, even the good politicians, what you're basically doing is tuzahiduna al-muhsin. You are making the guy who potentially can do good for the country, you're making him disinterested in his work. Like you're making him feel as though his work is a waste of time. وَتُلْقُونَ الرُّعْبَ. Number two, what you're doing is you're throwing fear into the hearts of every good person, every person that is working for your sake. وَتُثَبِّتُونَ. And you are demoralizing himmata, the aspiration of كُلَّ مَنْ يُحَدِّثْ نَفْسَهُ. The one who speaks to themselves, is like kind of like motivating, talking to themselves about telling themselves about serving you and serving the country. Like there's people out there who are on the verge of coming and supporting your cause and standing up for you and want to work for you, but you guys are pushing them all away. So you see how nice he kind of like creates this imagery in your mind. Alaysa mimma yulqa. Alaysa, this is a question. Yulqa, so this word alqa, yulqi, same word from above that we done over here. Throw fear. Yulqa fi nafsi. Nafs means in the mind or the self, right? So nafs, mind, self. Al-ya's. Ya's is despondency, to have despair. Yeah, so despair. So in other words, when a person is despondent, doesn't have any hope, the opposite of hope is ya's. La tay'asu min rawhillah. Do not lose hope in the kindness of Allah and the mercy of Allah. So min najahikum. Najah means success. This word has come before as well. So success. Salah means goodness, benefit. Salah, salaha yasluhu. Okay, let's change color here. Halikum, condition. Right, it's condition. An narakum, that we see you. Tu'mata, the food. We see you like a food, or rather even better than that, morsel. We see you as a morsel of kulla akil. Akil means eater. Yeah, eater. Wa lu'ba. Lu'ba means game. Of every abith. Abith means someone who is a time waster. Abatha. Just like in the Quran. If you know where this is in the Quran. Abathan. Yeah, so time waster. Okay, so time waster. So let's have a look at this then. So he says, أَلَيْسَ مِمَّا يُلْقَى فِي النَّفْسِ الْيَأْسِ. Is it not the case that which is thrown into the hearts of these people is really ya's, despair, min najahikum, of you succeeding, of your success, wa salahi halikum, and the goodness of your state? Like, aren't you guys creating people who are ultimately losing hope in your succeeding? They're always going to be thinking at the back of their minds, Muslims will never be successful. Muslims will never do good. Salah halikum. An narakum tu'mata, that we see you as a tu'ma, a morsel for every eater. In other words, we're going to see you as being a morsel for every single person out there who is just going to want to eat you. So just like someone who just likes to eat, he's describing people out there, enemies out there, who are simply going to make you people like a morsel for every eater. People are just going to jump on you and just eat you up. وَلُعْبَةَ كُلَّ عَابِث. And you're going to become people who are a game for every time waster. So if you start this trend and you start this culture of criticizing your politicians, even if they're really good, what you're going to do is yourselves, your own country, your own citizens, you people will suffer. And eventually everyone is going to have a go because you're like having a meal out of these politicians. Tomorrow, someone will have a go at other politicians that you think are okay, at the scholars, at other people, leaders of the community. And then eventually the country will just be filled with this kind of mentality of people just consuming one another. And I think it's a very important thing, that advice that he's giving, which is also relevant to our times as well. But the way he kind of describes it, I think it's really, really important. Okay, so innakum bi'amalikum. Let's have a look at these sentences now. Let's have a look at some nice sort of ta'birats that we can see here. Innakum bi'amalikum hadha tuzahiduna al-muhsin fi ihsanihi. I like this kind of a statement. So this kind of a statement is a statement, إنكم بعملكم. Indeed, all of you with your actions are people who are making others disinterested about doing good, basically. So you can maybe use this in a sentence. You might say, يا أخي إنك بعملك هذا تزهد الناس من طلب العلم، تزهد العلماء في خدمة الدين، تزهد الأمراء من خدمة الشعب. إنك يا فاطمة تزهد الأولاد من الإحسان. Yeah, so there's all these kind of ways that you can possibly look at this, implement it in your sentences, and you'll see how it kind of creates this sort of like nice visual imagery in your writing as well. وتلقون الرعب. Okay, تلقون الرعب في قلب كل عام لأجلكم. يا أخي أنت تلقي الرعب في قلب كل طالب. أنت تلقي الرعب يا معلم، أنت تلقي الرعب في قلب كل طالب. يا أخي أنت تلقي الرعب في قلب كل مسلم يعمل لأجلك، يفعل لك. وتثبتون همة وتصغرون همة كل من يحدث نفسه. You might want to use this one. You might say, for example, like فرعون ثبت همة كل بني إسرائيل. فرعون ثبت همة كل رجل من بني إسرائيل بخدمتكم خدمة بلادكم. That's a nice one as well. أليس مما يلقى في النفس اليأس. أليس مما يلقى في نفس بني إسرائيل اليأس من النجاح. Okay, so you might want to sort of like play around with those kind of words, like a question. It's like a question, rhetorical question that you're having, you're scolding someone. أليس هكذا? Isn't this the case? Isn't it supposed to be like this? What have you been up to? أليس مما يلقى في النفس اليأس من نجاحكم وصلاح حالكم. Yeah, so نجاحكم صلاح حالكم. And finally the last one, نرى أن. See this أن نراكم تعمة. And this أن is like having a hidden word there saying خشية أن نراكم تعمة كل آكل. خشية, out of fear. Yeah, out of fear that we see you becoming a morsel, you people, oh you country citizens, becoming a morsel for every person who just wants to, put their teeth into you, get their teeth into you, their claws into you. وَلُعْبَةَ كُلَّ عَابِث. And you're just going to become a game for every time waster out there. لُعْبَةَ كُلَّ عَابِث. Yeah, so here are certain ways, you can try and improve your Arabic writing skills as well. I would say definitely 100%. Give it a go. Write something, put it in the comments, and we'll have a look at it. I'll have a look, and other people will have a look as well, and people will get inspiration. Maybe you'll have mistakes in there that we can correct. Okay, so let's have a look at trying to maybe come out with some Arabic synonyms for this. إنكم بعملكم هذا تزهدون المحسن في إحسانه. يا إخوان إنكم بأفعالكم بهذه الأفعال. Now see this هذا over here. إنكم بعملكم هذا. This is like belittling. You bring this هذا, to belittle something. And this is also used in the Quran. For example, like when Ibrahim alayhi salam says, فعلوا كبيرهم هذا. Right? So to belittle the idols, he said that. إنكم بعملكم هذا. You people with this action of yours, this exact action of yours. تزهدون تبعدون المحسن في إحسانه. تبعدون المحسن عن الإحسان. تجعلون المحسن لا يرى لإحسانه قيمة. وتلقون الرعب في قلبه وتجعلون الخوف في فؤاد كل شخص يعمل أو يفعل الأعمال في سبيلكم لأجلكم لكم لمنفعتكم. وتثبتون همة كل من يحدث نفسه. تثبتون وتستخفون تخففون همة كل من يحدث، كل من أراد أن يرغب نفسه في فعل الخير بخدمة بعملكم بماذا يقال بصرف نفسه بإعطاء نفسه لكم وخدمة بلادكم وأعمال بلادكم. أليس مما يلقى في النفس اليأس؟ أليس إذا فعلتم هذا ألا يكون النتيجة أن ما يلقى في النفس سيكون اليأس من نجاحكم من فوزكم وصلاح حالكم وحسن أحوالكم وسيرتكم، أن نراكم خوفا أن نراكم that we see you أن نشاهدكم تصبحون طعمة كل آكل، تصبحون لقمة كل من أراد أن يطعمك من الأعداء، ولعبة وشيء تافه لكل من يضيع وقته. So these are kind of things that you can probably try. I'm thinking, shall I have some questions? I don't want to design this in a way like the previous one. Let me know if you guys think some questions for this. Like I'll give you a little sample today for maybe some questions that possibly you can have at it. But I don't want this to be like a question and answer thing. I want this more to be your own creative writing that you attempt. Okay, so for example, like ما okay, if you can see that properly. Let's just increase the size of that then. Okay. ما معنى تزهدون? A bit more advanced questions. ما معنى تزهدون؟ ماذا سيكون نتيجة من يلقي الرعب في قلوب الشعب. Yes, that's maybe a question you want to answer. Yeah, this is one question. This is two questions. Maybe let's do a third question. هل تحدث نفسك بفعل الخير؟ وما هو Okay, have a go at that. Have a go at these questions. Try to answer them in Arabic, and that way you're going to improve your Arabic a lot. So Jazakallah khair, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and I don't want to make them too long. Let me know what you guys think, any suggestions, anything like that. Please put them in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you to my patrons, by the way. All my patrons, may Allah bless you. You know, I really, really love you guys. You guys are the best, supporting my channel and the work that I do. And as you can see, the work has definitely gone up a level this year. So any one of you guys want to become patrons and want to support my channel, then please check out the description below. There's a link there. And if you want to email me, and then you can email me as well. Right, guys, take care, inshallah. Subscribe, like, comment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.